Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to episode 275. Digital Iliad here. How's it going, everybody? Hey, Sapphire. Rihanna Journey, Nix. Hey, the Ant. What up, both on Twitch and YouTube? Thanks for boosting my stats here. Yeah. Appreciate y'all hopping in right on time here. How's it going? This track is kind of wild. It's called Death Release. Oh my god. Album cover looks like a James Bond poster. Let's switch that up. There we go. Oh man, 2025.2.4 available. Yeah, I'll load it next time. Oh, that's awesome, Nix. I mean, the recovery probably won't be, but that's great. Yeah, looking forward to not being able to move your arm for months. Yeah. It'll be interesting. You might learn all these new skills. Like, you might learn how to, like, tie your shoes one-handed using the wrong hand or something. You might learn cool life skills. Or you might just buy Velcro. I don't know. Sapphire, you think you're going to be working on tweaking the shader today since you have more of a scene now? Oh, yeah, I saw. Yeah. All right, I'm just like scrolling up this file. What are we doing today? Something tile map. There's some outstanding bugs. I mean, when isn't there? But I know we ended yesterday with a couple that we were like, this is gonna take a minute. Let's find them. Rhiannon, you find yourself too just scrolling files sometimes? Yeah. It does happen. Alright, what do we got? I know there's a particular one that's this. There's a missing piece here. This one I don't understand at all. You can see just the overlay, there's a missing piece. Very strange. And then there was another one that I don't remember. Oh yeah, we can fix all these. We can fix all the weird partial cutaway things. I still might not allow this sort of thing in the future. I might more aggressively cut around, but there are some situations that are really hard to deal with, like rooms inside other rooms that aren't easy to fix that way. But yeah, we'll fix these. This involves teaching the lower block wall when to stop drawing the outline. So we have two things we can work on for the negative X side. We can work on the lower bulk and we can work on the deck. Ooh, and I see a couple issues here with the Z face. What's going on here? What's this? Who's responsible for this? Okay. Yeah, there's never any shortage of issues, is there? So down here we go. This is the section I think we want to be in. We want to fix these two. We want to understand what's the difference between these and these. As far as I can tell, there is no difference, which is deeply concerning. Or specifically, there's no difference with the overlay behavior, which means there's some kind of weird underlying thing that's causing the different behavior. No stream tomorrow, by the way. I'll probably announce that again at the end. But
Maximum warp.
Maximum warp, no jewel. How's it going? You finally recovered from Godot Fest? How are you doing? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, these... Again, these are identical for the purpose of the overlay. But there's something being done differently otherwise. Something down here, I think I decided. I thought it was maybe something around here. It always takes me a minute to translate what these mean. You still have to watch all the talks, though. Yeah, I saw they added even more. They look great. I need to start working my way through them. Nix, you played some more Aliens VR today. The only gripe you have with the game is the lack of autosaves. In the last 3 play sessions, you've died and died again, and you only added around an hour of progress in the 3 or 4 hours of playing. All due to you forgetting to save, as it's a physical thing instead of a menu item automatic thing at certain points in the game. Oh, okay, there's like an actual terminal you have to like walk up to or something. That's rough. I don't know if I love this song. I'm kind of tired of hearing that one. All right, so where do we think the difference is? Why aren't we... So the obvious thing is it's this not mask contains ourselves. But I don't think that's it. Are these flipped for some reason? No. So somewhere there's a check that's like plus Y or minus whatever the direction we're aligned with and plus the opposite, which is this. Yeah, I think it's this. Why is there parentheses here? Oh, because of this and. Nix, yeah, you walk up to terminals in specific safe rooms. The thing is they're easily missable and infrequent. And the reloading part of the game is kind of meh due to your body having way too many stuff that you can interact with. So instead of reloading a gun, you might just grab like a random thing on your vest. Oh. Yeah. Again, I have never dipped my toes into anything VR. I think of VR the way I think of like laser tag. Like it's a cool thing if you've got all the equipment and the space and all the tech sorted out for it, but it's like I just don't find it a nice place to be. I think I'm way more interested in AR stuff. Like stuff that you can see normally. I don't know. What do I know? It sounds like a cool game to try it, though. An Aliens game. All right, yeah, I think something to do with this branch is protecting us here. Let's see. Let's test that theory. Otherwise, I could just keep staring at this. So if I'm right, when we try to do this, we'll run into the same issue. Nope. So it's not that, or oh, other side. Ah, it is that. Okay. Yep. Yep. Interesting. Interesting how a rules difference for the auto tiler could make such a big difference to the overlay, but not to the normal auto tiling. Kind of strange. There's something else going on here. Very strange. But I think we can make this work. I thought we tried this yesterday. I guess we didn't. Well, we have a cutaway thing here. Cutaways.tryget. Is that a thing? Why is this a try get call? Why isn't this just an index straight into the... Why do we do this? I mean, it's probably a good method. Has any. I don't think we need to do it this way, but I do think we need to move this down. I think this has any is right. This is where I get concerned, is when I have things that look like they're doing basically the same thing, but I'm not 100% sure. I also don't think the has any is right. I think it's exactly this. I'm going to move this down here. Replace this with this. Make it an or. And then get rid of this. Next, it's fun, but you might get nauseous real easily as the movement is continuous, i.e. not teleporting, which is less nauseating than seeing your body move in game while you're just standing still. Yeah, that sounds uncomfortable. I don't even like in peak. In peak, if you're standing perfectly still, your camera moves a little bit and your feet move a little bit. Like there's a little drift in motion in peak when you're standing perfectly still, and since it's a mountaineering game, that is very concerning sometimes. Ran a journey. You dipped your toes into some AR maybe 6 years ago. You saw a demo someone made where you put down QR codes on your D&D battle maps instead of minis and then look at it through your phone. It adds animated models onto the map. So you tried to remake that. You were able to get a dragon on a table and then you lost interest. Oh, that is kind of cool. Yeah, I think the AR glasses are kind of interesting. Just because I wear glasses, so it wouldn't be too out of the way for me to have AR glasses, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I want the smart glasses. Like, I don't want, as helpful as it would be, I don't want to, like, see someone and have my glasses, like, flash their name real quick. And, like, all the other nonsense that Google Glass or whatever did. I don't know. Glasses would make that a lot more usable. Yeah. We have AR people. Hey, Arneo. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying compared to VR, I'm a lot more open to the idea of AR. Because it's non-intrusive comparatively. How's it going, Arneo? You think AR makes a lot more sense than VR? Yeah, I think in a lot of ways that's true, but I haven't really seen AR succeed either, so... Ooh, something weird is going on here. Well, I don't understand exactly this, but did we at least fix the thing we were trying to fix? Kind of. Not really, and for kind of a weird reason that I don't totally understand. Okay, well that was wrong. This, not this, or this, and I'm gonna put that and back, because that seems like that actually did something. Although we are doing the same check elsewhere, so I don't know. Okay, that doesn't seem to have helped. All right. Back to the drawing. Oh. Well, duh. Arneo, you missed the boat on Pokemon Go. You need someone to make that, but as a fantasy RPG, might actually make you go outdoors. Yeah, I had a friend who liked Pokemon Go. We'd go on like joyrides just through like the park, just so that he could drive slowly and like catch Pokemon. Once he literally he rode his bicycle into the back of a parked van because he was busy capturing Pokemon while riding his bicycle. It was so funny to watch. And like somebody was in the van too. Oh, I was dying. All right, so somehow I've like totally ruined this. Interesting. It's probably this and here. Okay, so that's the wrong approach. Whatever approach that was not it. Roll it back here. Try to find another approach. I really don't understand this. So it needs to draw. So it doesn't want to draw because it doesn't actually have a good reason. Oh, for the overlay, it's selected here and selected there. So we just want to check to make sure. So if there is a tile there at the minus. So for x, it's minus y plus x. Next, you think both AR and VR make sense depending on what you're really after? For example, playing some interactive game would be better with a VR headset due to it being able to dark out better, while AR glasses let a lot of light through. Even if the lenses themselves can darken pretty well, but doing some casual video watching or reading in public, you'd 100% go with AR glasses, being able to see our surroundings while also enjoying content. Yeah, I just never want to be... Like, I'm not the kind of person that likes sensory deprivation tanks. I know that's not the same thing. I don't like the whole being constrained by these big old headsets. I don't know. It's just me. I also don't think they work in the long-term sense because of the focal distance for your eye. That is like very bad for you. If you're only ever looking at something a few inches away from your face, that has serious ocular consequences, I'm told. Like, it's already bad enough to be looking at a monitor that's like 2 or 3 feet away from you all day, right? I think it's interesting. I think we just need to hurry up and get to the holodeck and like stop messing around with all this other stuff. I think until you can co-inhabit the space with the simulation, I don't think we're gonna be happy with any of that stuff. Holodecks would be so popular, they would. The lens breaks the light in a way that you even need glasses with the VR headset. I know, isn't that the great tragedy? Because, like, same, I can see perfectly well within 1 foot of myself. Normally. But I still have to wear glasses when I'm wearing a VR headset. What's up with that? Alright, so... there isn't a one here. And there isn't one there. Plus X minus Y. I kind of want to see if these are the same for both of these, and I kind of want to just copy them down. I kind of want to try to make this one work for the plate. So, like, replace this. Just see what this looks like. Okay, let's try this. This is probably going to be very wrong, but I'm just curious to see why. You think the technology behind VR headsets is really fascinating? I think that's true. I mean, it interested, you know, John Carmack, and John Carmack is like the GOAT, right? I think it's an interesting technical problem. I think the user experience is irredeemably bad. I think is the core part of that. I think it's one of those. I think it's a cursed problem. There's a few cursed problems, and I think VR is one of them. Huh. Okay, well, I seemingly fixed that one thing by just swapping the comparisons out and standardizing them. Interesting.
He was impressed by the loveliness of her hair, her soft blue eyes, her delicate mouth.
Okay, so I see some Z-face issues that I would like to tackle soon, rather than later. Their lower Z... Is it just the lower one? I guess. Okay, well... interesting that this worked out. I'm a little nervous. I'm not sure if all of those comparisons actually matter. Let's compare the new one to the old one. Just see what the difference is in terms of what they're doing. Is isometric auto-tiling a cursed problem? No. I don't think so. There is I think the underlying visibility problem that our dimetric perspective presents to us may in fact be a cursed problem. I don't think the auto-tiling itself is, but I think we might have a I think trying to see into a 3D object using a 2D rendering like this with layers, I think that might be a curse problem. But it's not necessarily because, like, a canonical cursed problem, there is a conflict between the promises that are being made. That's like the definition of the cursed problem from like Alex Jaffe's video back in the day. Is there has to be an inherent contradiction into the promises being made to the player by the game. And so we could end up in that situation if this game tries to be very fast-paced, like FTL. It tries to promise like readily accessible, like you can't have an at-a-glance idea of everything that's happening in this game. That's not possible. So you can't make decisions rapidly in this game from just what you see. So I don't know. I think there might be issues. I think we have to handle that. The fact that there's hidden, quote unquote, hidden information, and there's a visibility and a navigation problem for how a player will navigate through a ship and see the information they need to see. But I don't think that's the same thing as a curse problem. We'll see. Nix, you don't know. Personally, you only have a couple problems. One being your legs. You have no problem walking for hours at a time with a pretty decent speed. But standing for an hour makes your legs hurt so much in VR. Yeah, having the thing on your face. Yeah, I don't think there's a way around any of that. I've seen like the treadmills and stuff that people have for VR. I don't know. I think there's a reason why people have been trying to make VR happen since the 90s and it still hasn't happened is indicative of something. All right, so what aren't we doing in this that we've started doing here? I'm not sure about this, what this does for us. I'm not sure we need this part. Hey, smooth in a second. How's it going? Yeah, okay. I think I'm correctly saying we don't need that one branch. So I'm going to just get rid of this part. I think the rest of this we need, though. Although I swear I tried this and it didn't work. So, curious that it works now. How's the code today? It's alright. We're still killing bugs. Killing auto-tiling bugs. Okay, I think that's good. I think for whatever reason that works now. Arneo, what puzzles you is how the player's location will interact with the cutaway system. This looks more like the build tool, but you assume you'll use this for the player as well. No, so there is no player character. There's a crew, but you yourself aren't explicitly inhabiting any of them. It's like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress or whatever. Like, so it'll be very cursor based, the cutaway system. I mean, it can take a character as the source of the cutaway. So instead of a cursor, like maybe you have like portraits in a corner and you can select like a character portrait and it will like take you there and treat them as the anchor for the cutaway. So yeah, it will be character based depending on your selection. It will be interesting to see how it works when you have like multiple selections. Like if you select multiple crew members and I'll try to send them somewhere. It'll be interesting to see how that stuff works, how it compounds. Okay, so we're replacing this branch with this one and then rewriting it. Yeah, it's where your mouse is pointing, or it's gonna be some collection of your, or it's gonna be some combination of your selection. I think the way it works right now is it goes by the rooms that your cursor is adjacent to or in. And I think when you do a selection, I actually don't know what it does when you do a selection. We haven't touched the cutaway stuff in a while, and we kind of need to for some things soon. Needs a bit of a refresh. Yeah. But yeah, gaining vision into the ship like this might be close to a cursed problem, depending on how we present the game. If we present this game a certain way as being kind of slower, as maybe a little more like RimWorld pacing, or slightly faster than that. It is pausable real time, so I don't know. All right, it looks like that bug is gone, so good for us. What happens if I do a selection? Okay, so a selection actually doesn't affect the cutaway. That's something we need to add. Like if you have a selection, it should probably take the back corner of that selection and do a cutaway based on that. Something like this. All right, we needed to deal with these Z-face issues. So we're seeing outlines at T-junctions where we shouldn't. Hey, Fusionist. How's it going? It's going good. How are you? What have you been up to? I think I heard your new music track. That was cool. We're still just auto-tiling. We're still just out here. Just out here auto-tiling. We're trying to wrap up a few remaining rules issues. All right, so... So where do we think this is coming from? Do we think this is coming from... I guess we should be able to infer where this issue is coming from. Like whether it's the tile in front or the tile in back. I guess it has to be the tile in front that's causing this problem. So there's something to do with the negative Z face. Or the Z face is negative checks. Negative. I can't describe this. It's such a hard time describing these orientations in a consistent way, but I know what I'm talking about. So what we want is to look at the negative X and the negative Y of the lower bulk Z, this one, I think. There's something going on here. Maybe this is supposed to be lower bulk and not upper bulk. Let's try that. Looking good, same as usual. Nice, nice. Rhiannon, you think the pausable in the real time lets you get away with a lot of hidden information? Just pause and zoom around the ship to see what you need to see and then keep going. Yeah, it needs to feel good to do that. And then high-level players can, like, avoid doing that. Because the people are always like, oh, I did a no-pause run of FTL or something. Like, I want the game still to be playable without much reliance on pause. But yeah, you're going to have to just accept the fact that you'll have to make a lot of gut calls. You'll have to make a lot of calls on instinct. It's going to be cool. But yeah, the pausability should help a lot. We did kind of an analysis of like what it would mean to do the game as pause versus real time, or pausable versus turn-based, and pausable real time definitely makes more sense for us. That's a good one. That's a good one, Fusionist. Well, let's see if this did anything. Okay, that did nothing for either side, and in fact, that actually made things worse. Oh. What do we actually want to check here? I think what we're actually supposed to be checking here is not that this equals... I think we actually don't want to do a has check. We want to actually compare them directly, which I think is doable. Oh, not this layer, though. Classic Dave. So I think we just want to check to see if they're the same. Okay, that didn't do anything either, although it did fix the... I'm gonna just do a quick sanity check here. Just to make sure I'm working on the right section. Sapphire, when did we break out of just having a plain gray box? Now we have boxes coming out of boxes. Oh, we've always been able to have that. That's the compartmentalization system, trying to understand where the sealed compartments are. And right now, it just uses a different hull material for those. So the mid-tone gray here is the exterior. So this is stuff exposed to quote-unquote outer space. The dark gray is stuff that's like entombed, quote-unquote. So it's like a surface that has another surface like right up against it. And then the light gray is surfaces that the compartments that the flood fill can tell are interior spaces. And so if we do stuff like this, we're mixing them up, and we're just getting different looks. Okay, so let's see if we actually fix the thing we wanted to test here. Okay, so it is this area. So it is this branch that's causing the problem. That's good. Sometimes it's not 100% clear whether it's like something going forward or something looking back, but it makes sense that it's something looking back. So it can't just be this. Well, I think it can, actually. There's something else that's not working out. So is it this? There's something preventing the outline from being removed. And now we want to figure out what it is. So it's not that. Oh, well, I mean, that's a problem. Oh, hey, did that do it? Oh. Oh! Well, no, we knew that already. This is so there needs to be some seal here, or this doesn't work at all. And that makes sense. So let me finish sealing that section. Yeah, this is a side effect of... Oh. This is some issue with the cutaways here. How's everyone's week going so far? I'm going on a little vacation next week for the holiday, for the Thanksgiving holiday. It's going to be nice. Does mean we'll probably only have one stream next week. Probably only stream Tuesday next week. And then we'll take a week off. We'll still be streaming Friday and Saturday this week. There's no stream tomorrow. These are my community bulletins. Sapphire, you're tired, but things are going. You have a bank set up for your business. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I pretty much donate all of my game dev proceeds at the moment to Godot. Because it's not very much. I'm like a gold level Godot Foundation supporter. And at the moment, it pretty much equates to the revenue I get from Twitch. Pretty much just covers that. So we're going. We got our stuff going. We got our revenue streams up, but yeah. So stream Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday. Got it. Yes, thank you. Someone's paying attention. I should use Twitch's like scheduler thing, but I don't. Because I don't even know what I'm doing some of the time, right? All right, so why? So why is this happening? So you look backwards, you get a bulk. If it's the same material, we're all good. Jason bulk Z, it's the same as you. All good. You know, is there something weird happening with the hull type? 'Cause what we actually do is we just do this, right? Actually, the lower bulk X hull type is always hull.middle. That could actually be going a long way to explaining why we have a problem here. Oh, but actually it's only the Z. So, oops. Get me back up there. So this one, hull Z, hull lower bulk Z, should actually just be hard-coded to the middle hull. So what you're hearing is we're all supporting Godot. Yes, you especially are all supporting Godot. That's currently where the money goes. Let's be clear, I'm not explicitly donating all of my revenue to Godot. It's just right now that my revenue happens to equate to the amount that I've committed to donate to Godot, the Godot Foundation, on a monthly basis, give or take exchange rate. I feel good about it. What I did when I first started using Godot was I basically just started donating what my equivalent Unity subscription fees were. I figured that was fair. I used to be giving, you know, Unity that much money every month. Might as well give Godot. Probably going to use it better. And I just didn't stop. I just haven't stopped doing that. It just makes sense. Random Journey, did you see that Unreal and Unity are partnering to let Unity developers make Fortnite experiences in Unity somehow? Yeah, and there's some kind of like, they're trying to get their assets. They're offering assets, shared assets together or something too, I thought I saw. I think it's a little weird. But whatever. You can make Battlefield levels in Godot, so maybe it makes sense that you can make Fortnite levels in Unity. I don't know. All right, well, this I don't think is causing anything to happen to anything, but maybe it does explain our problem, actually. Let's see. Because we're only noticing this during weird interactions, like these interior-exterior spaces. Okay, yeah, that seemed to fix it. Interesting. Oh, that fixed it for everyone. Sweet. So that was not an auto-tiling problem. That was a hull classification problem. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I love this thing that's happening as I move over. I mean, obviously the outlining is wrong, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to just hard cut away everything obscuring a room by default. I think I do, honestly. Okay, well, that was neat. I think we can do the same thing here and suffer no consequences. I'm going to try this. Real quick before we move on. I'm actually not sure where I would be able to validate that this is working correctly, but you know. So I almost never see. So what if I do this and we get like that going? I think I want to change it so that this cutaway is not full. Because right now this kind of like very precise cutaway fully cuts the wall away. And I don't think I ever want to do that. I've kind of decided. Well, maybe, don't say never. Never say never, but I'm kind of thinking I don't actually want to do that. I much prefer it when some portion of the wall remains. The exception would obviously be these kinds of circumstances where we're fully cutting away everything. I might change that. Okay, well, that's another one done. What else do we got? Oh, yeah, we already talked about it a little bit. It's the negative x and the negative y for... Oh. I should change this side, too. Or should I? Yeah, I think these checks can also be the same. So the thing we want to fix now is that partial cutaway I talked about. So the way we're going to do that, lower bulk X. Right now, what's preventing that is this. Is it this? Oh yeah, it's this section. This is the section we don't use for the deck plate. This is the section that's responsible, I think. So what this section is saying is are we cutting away? And in fact, I don't know quite why we're doing this quite this way. I think all we need to do is check to make sure that they're the same. I think we can replace this with, like, I don't understand this. If not cutaways dot has yeah, like what if we have an upper cutaway and they don't, or they have an upper cutaway and we don't? So we just have to actually make sure that neither of us are being fully cut away. So I think we can say this. I can't do this. This equivalency check doesn't work in this case for now. I am thinking about removing the distinction of the cutaway extents of upper and lower bulk. So I actually don't think I ever want to use this. Well, no, I guess I want to know. So what we can do is we can say this. Oh, we're already doing this checkup here. So let's get rid of this. Actually, let's just get rid of this whole thing. I think that'll be fine. Well, let's maybe do it in a way that doesn't destroy the information for now. Let us try this and see if we can make this work. I watched the nominations list for the Game Awards yesterday. I watched the nominations. Well, I didn't watch maybe the whole thing. I watched as much as I could stomach. Feels like such a different part of games. to what we do. Okay, there it is. So you can kind of see on the left, it's correctly removing that lower outline. That's like the main reason we did this whole thing, so that we can handle the half block outlines that we didn't think we could. But it was told to us that we actually could handle this. We just need to change some things, and so we did. And yeah, let me, I guess I should try a little harder to see if that branch was important for anything else. Because it's often the case that there's like side effects to these auto tiling rules. So we might be covering a legitimate use case with this condition, and it just happens to be messing up this other thing, or vice versa. So we need to do a bit of a check here. Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, there's a deck plate problem. I see the deck plate problem. Right? Is it right? Whenever I think we're almost done, you know what I'm saying? Always something here. Whenever I'm like, surely we're done now. Oh, okay. It looks like there's no side effects as far as I can tell. So yeah, let's just get rid of this. I don't know what that branch did, or what that conditional evaluated. I guess it was a protection because I understand what it was doing, actually. But it has no purpose anymore. These should not be the same. For some reason, these are the same. That's a problem. So this should be opposite of us, I think. Like that. Thanks for hanging out today. We're in ads, so hold on to your ads. Just gonna be hanging out, chilling. What did I supposedly fix? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's working right now. So we can kind of arbitrarily cut away. Okay, that seems to be working. Good for us. Okay, now there's one set of lines that are really hard to see here, but it's not correct. It's the pinch points for the deck plate as they go back. There should be a line there. So I can probably pull something from one of the other layers. And in fact, we're already in the right area for this. So why does it happen here but not there? Where's the missing check here? It could be this. It could be that these are flipped and they actually, I think. it doesn't make sense if we're substituting the layer if we're just putting our own layer back in. So I think those were reversed for some reason. I actually don't understand why, how, or why that could have occurred, but it did. Oh yeah, like what the heck is going on here? Oh no, that's right, that's right. Y, X, X, Y. Yeah, I think making a static image that's like a style guide or some kind of polished little presentation thing is pretty helpful when you're defining the art direction early on. I wish I had more at this point, honestly. I have a ship design that I'm working on that I haven't touched in a long time. I need to pick that up. Maybe I'll work on that during my vacation. It's the sort of thing I like to make all at once. One of those nice scenes. I think it's very helpful for determining the art direction of a game to have like to imagine forward to some kind of, here's what just a given screen might look like with everything in it. I think that's different than a vertical slice, obviously. Unless you consider the width of the slice to be like a hair, just like the thinnest possible vertical slice, a single frame. Rhiannon Journey, just sit down and binge Lower Decks in one sitting and make your ship design. The first ship design I'm doing, that's not a bad idea, because actually the Cerrito is a pretty great ship design. The ship design I'm actually working on is like very Firefly based. It's like a kind of, in principle, it's pretty much the Serenity. That's kind of the first one I'm looking on, because I'm working on a ship design that's actually more for lo-fi flyby than it is for Digital Iliad. It would be the ship that we'd use for our idle game, our little side project. That's the ship design I'm thinking about right now. Star Trek ships don't have enough purpose-built like areas of the ship, in my opinion. It's like too easy to do everything from the bridge or engineering. Hey, Mr. Magoo, how's it going? Oh, Mr. Magoo, beaming up at tier 1 for 3 months in advance. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. How you been doing? Upper bulk X. Lower bulk X. I feel like this is all written wrong. This adjacent cut stuff. At one point, somehow it got flipped, and I never flipped it back correctly, so I'm going to try to do it here. Should this be upper bulk Y? Let's see. I'm a little concerned about this stuff. I don't think I copied everything quite right. Let's try to find a problem. Yeah, that seems good. Overlay seems to be working too. There's a couple of exceptions that I would like to touch on, but that's fine. Minor stuff as far as things go. Okay, so yeah, we see it there, but not here. Okay, interesting. How are you doing, Mr. Magoo? How's OS Dev? How's OS Dev going? Horrible. Oof. How's it going here? It's going good. I'm taking tomorrow off, which will be nice. I need to make a mock-up set of textures that utilize the corners, and I need to try them out because I would like to get the corner auto-tiling rules in before we move on, but I can't because I don't have a good example, because our like testing set doesn't really explain how that would work. So I think I need to do something silly, like just put a gradient on the walls and test those out. We don't have to do that now, though. That is something we need to do, though. So right now, there's an issue with these. They're not doing this. So if there isn't a tile there, plus x minus y. So we're looking for a face there, or... Oh, can we just change this to this? Is there a reason we can't do it like this? Well, no joy so far. Did I make everything worse? Seemingly not. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. I'm gonna call you Fel, because I'm not allowed to say the first part of your name. How's it going? Welcome in. Hey, back at ya. All right, so that didn't solve the issue we were trying to solve, which is interesting. So it's a cutaway question. So it's this part. So, oh, or if not contains key this. So if it doesn't have this, or oh, right. I'm defining the cases when I can get rid of. It's Fox? Okay, I can say Fox. Thanks. How's it going? So if there isn't here, or it's there, has any. So this branch should be helping us. It's not. It's not helping us. Probably because of this cutaway. I don't think the has any is what I need to check. I think it's specifically, I think I want to be specific about this. So if there isn't a hall next to us, and that hall is not being, yeah, I don't think this can be has any. I think this needs to be specific. Let's see if that's true. You should rethink the nickname. No, I mean, it's fun. Okay, no. Oh, we got the line we wanted. Any weird side effects, though? Seemingly not. Okay. Yeah, let's make that change on both sides. So, not has any. Specifically has cutaway extent deck plate. Tile system looks really good. Thank you. Yeah, it's very custom. It's very custom. It's many, many, many tile map layers to achieve our effect here. This and this is the same as this and this. And it doesn't. I don't know why I added this try get here. I mean, try get's good, but like, it shouldn't be needed here. I don't know why I did this way. I'm just going to continue to change it. Okay, so there's a has any check here, which again, I don't think is right. Oh, no, we actually made it not has any. Now we're making it has. Cutaway extents. Okay, like that. There we go. Okay, now they're the same. And that should do it. Vamusi. Kind of, that's dope. Reminds you of an old Sierra game back in the 80s. Nice. Yeah, we do have a very low res. We have kind of a weird look. We're doing, I'll show you in a second, a little style piece of what we imagine a furnace. I don't love this thing that happens right when we build on the edge of the screen. I don't love what happens here. That's something we have to fix with the cutaway. Okay, cool. So we have the outline. The outline in the back that we were missing, we got now. So that's good. But how's it going? Welcome in. All right. We're looking all right. Looking all right. Overlay looks good. The underlying stuff looks good. I saw something that was a problem. I guess we could fix that. Okay, I see one thing we could fix. That'd be easy. Like the Sims for building. Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like a spaceship management game. So it's more gonna look kind of like this. It's gonna look kind of like Star Trek-y kind of deal. Very low res. Little pawn-like characters. Yeah, thanks. We're working on the editor tool that lets us build these spaces out, which is why it's all very gray boxed. We're getting a lot of help from an auto tiler. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. So what we could do here, what we're seeing is we want to look at the lower. We want to look at, so this is, I think, causing us problems. This or not mask. This is a little too permissive, I think. Or where actually are we seeing it? I think it's this. Oh no, this doesn't make a lot of sense. So we have this and this, and we don't have this. Everyone has it. So what's the problem? Oh, we're not doing the thing anymore where we check to see if our cutaways match. So instead of this, should it be like this? Why is this a knot? It should be positive, right? Because we can get rid of the outline if there is a hull that neighbors us. Oh, wait, where are we? Plus x, negative x, plus x. Ah, okay. Well, no, I still don't totally understand why that's there. Let's look at it again. You didn't know Godot used C# for scripting? You thought it had sign language? Yeah, it's usually GDScript, but you can do it in C# now. And we're doing that for this project because we have this kind of simulation layer that's very separate from Godot. We're pulling input in, and we're sending back the tilemap data that we want the tilemap layers to render, but pretty much all the calculation and everything is happening in this separate simulation layer outside of the scene tree. So for me, it made sense to do it in C#. I would not recommend it necessarily. I think if you got the chops, it would be better to do this in C++, but... And that, because then you could just, if you needed some high performance bit of code, you could then just call it in GDScript with no problem, and you would still get good performance for the underlying C++. But instead, I'm kind of taking the middle road because it's what I'm comfortable with. But we do have GDScript in this project. I like GDScript. We use it in game jams and stuff. Okay, so the problem here is this. So when we do this cutaway, we could be... I would prefer if we were finishing this outline on the other side. But we aren't. And I want to kind of understand why. Is it because we're both part of the same... yeah, that is. Right, I might come back to that, because there was another one I saw that I want to do. Where's the other thing I saw? Is it here? saw something that I was like, this is a problem. Okay, it's the same thing here. Okay, so how to capture that? Fox, today you racked your brains trying to create a decent view for the UI in a pixel art game. It took you ages to come up with sub-viewports. Normal ISO maps have also driven you crazy. But you're pretty impressed with my approach. My approach is wild. My approach is basically we have a tile map layer for each face direction and another layer for each segment. So each of our blocks, like a cubic block, consists of a lot of tile map layers. So there's like layers for the top face, layers for the sides, the X and Y sides. So the only real way we could make it like combine effectively was if we did it like that. So we take a lot of layers to make it happen. Sub viewports are super cool though. They're one of my favorite things in Godot. I need to start using sub viewports because right now my UI is locked to the viewport resolution, but if you want to make an accessible UI, you actually need to support the native resolution and just scale it appropriately. I don't know. I have to think about how I want to do that. Vimusi, you thought it was possible to convert C# to C++. I mean, not easy, but technically doable. I don't need to do that. But yeah, I think that's like IL to CPP or something like that. We don't have a compiler that does that for us, but I don't know what Godot does on the back end. I don't know how it implements its .NET. That's above our pay grade. We're just happy to be plugging away in C#. You're gonna head out? No worries, Starship. Take it easy. See ya. See you later. All right, so we have this problem of this missing outline on the lower section of the wall when it joins a part of a wall that's not part of the... Actually, I guess it doesn't matter whether it's part of the overlay or not. So it's interesting that we don't see this overlay here. Well, we see it like this, but not when we hit a cutaway. Curious. Is it because of the thing we say where we're like, if our cutaway is the same? Actually, that's not really what we want to ask. We don't want to ask if the cutaway is the same. I actually don't know if we're doing that or not. No, we're not doing that. So what we want to do... I kind of don't want to address this at the overlay level. I want to tighten it up at a lower level here. On the back end, it's running everything in assembly. Yeah, joke. Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I think nowadays you can be pretty comfortable just trusting the compiler to do it the right way, you know? Fox, it's technically possible. It's not really how C# normally works. It's not a simple one-to-one turn C# into C++ thing. By default, C++ is compiled directly to native machine code. C# is compiled to IL. In a runtime, the .NET runtime just-in-time compiles that IL to native machine code, so you can't really translate C# to C++. I mean, tell that to Unity or whatever. There's IL to CPP that some people use. So you can go from the inline to C++. They do it. We're not in Unity, so we don't really care, but it seems doable. But yeah, it's not. If it was trivial, I would just have learned C++ by now. Yeah. Compilers are very black box. They're very hard to see what's going inside. And it's all above... It's not something I'm going to engage with. All right, we're doing this again. I still don't love that we do this. I don't understand why we do this. I don't understand why we do a try get. I guess if I switch the cutaways to be something else, that could be useful, but I didn't, so I won't. So why does this behave normally in most cases, but the overlay it's not? Compilers be like, I'll turn this into binary. Trust me, bro. I do. I trust them. I don't have time to question the compiler. Any given system has some axioms that are not examined. Every system at bottom has some irrational assumption, right? My irrational assumption is that the compiler works. All right, well, I'm doing this everywhere else. I might as well do this here. I don't know why I wrote it this way again. I don't understand. This almost certainly means I wrote these this way too. Yep. Oh, here we've got the are our cutaways the same check. We don't do that for the lower walls. I think we need to do something slightly different. I also don't think we need to check the has. I think we just need to, well, maybe we do need to check the has. Like, does it have this one specifically? And does this one also have this one specifically? Or if it doesn't, does this one also not? Yeah, that's the check we want to make there. I think we want to do a similar thing for the lower, honestly. I don't totally understand this branch, but that's okay. Arneo, you're adding another button. The input map just keeps growing. You guys piloting a spaceship is a little complex. It tends to be, yeah. My understanding. All right. So why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this specifically work in this case? Oh, interesting. That especially doesn't work. All right, these two layers have a problem. So not cutaways has should probably be has any. Probably should be like that. Similarly, this should probably be why do we care about this? I'm not sure about this. Why do we care about the block directly in front of us? For the purpose of the outline. I don't totally understand this one, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I need to do some kind of auto tiler rule on it. I feel like I have maybe conditions that aren't relevant. A little concerning. Yeah, Godot's user base doubled when all the Unity stuff happened, and they've pretty much all hung on. And yeah, the growth of the engine is quite good now. We love Godot. Unity is dead. Long live Godot. Yeah, I don't think I care about that block. I do care about this block. So, and not hulls contains key. So if there is a hull that's opposite of us here, at this opposite position. So if there isn't one there, we're good. If there is one there, it would need to be cut away. So it would need to be has any cutaway.extents.deckplate or cutaway.extents.bulk. Lower bulk. Yeah, I think I'm going to change the cutaway extent system. I think I'm going to take away the ability to fully cut away a wall. Without cutting the floor away underneath it. All right, let's try this. See what this looks like. This is a lot of changes to make at once without testing, so we'll see. John Riccitiello Was a Godot plant? Yeah. The double agent. Triple agent even, maybe. John Riccitiello was maybe the Alcibiades of our time. That's so stupid. Alcibiades. That name is hard to pronounce. Magoo. Stupid Godot and Unity users use MM8 OS's 3D rendering program. Look for using assembly or C. Yeah. I mean, I'll try it. You gotta host like a game jam. Okay, so far so good. Hey. Hey. All right. We're cooking. Well, I achieved what I wanted. We'll see if there are negative side effects. I don't know what this condition did, so it's gone. And in fact, I kind of want to look for that condition everywhere because I'm sure I copied it over. Yeah, why do we care about the block in front of us? Why would we care about that for the wall? I don't think we would. I don't see how we would, you know? So I'm just going to get rid of it. Game engines with UI are for scrubs. Yeah. What do you want to do? What do you want a GUI for? Game dev should be hard. Is it has or has any? It's has any. Okay. Let's see. Let's make too many changes to evaluate at once. Let's enjoy some of that. So, and not this, and not lower bulk, or this, and this. I don't think this or here does anything. I'm a little nervous changing so much at once, but I think I want to take a pass at this. Let's confirm that I fixed the other thing first. Fox, assembly language tormented you during your studies. You're very glad that we've overcome that. Yeah. You see, the thing that really blows your mind is how they made pixel art before a graphics user interface, mouse input. You just got to type chords and color values on a grid. Yeah, that's crazy when you think about it. Before you could work in art the way that you would expect to as like an artist, before there was a graphical component. an analog for, you know, the pen or the brush. It's true. It's pretty wild to think about. All right, that's all good. So that's good. Let me check the other thing, which I think is the same thing, but I want to check it anyway. That all looks pretty good to me. All right, let's see if we can clean this up without causing any visual artifacts, because I think we're looking pretty good right now. I'm not sure of any other bugs at the moment with the auto tiler, but we could stand to simplify it a little. Fox, almost all 3D games in the PS1 era were written in assembly language. You mean how on earth? I mean, the great example is Roller Coaster Tycoon, which was made, you know, by one guy in assembly. Incredible. Chris Sawyer, I think is his name. One of the great tales of game dev, early game dev. Are you planning on implement some kind of pathfinding? We've had a pathfinding system in the past. I haven't re-implemented it for this system, but yeah, it's a grid. It's a 3D grid, so we're gonna do some kind of A-star thing. Probably just A-star 3D. Maybe our own take on it to accommodate all the integral coordinates. We don't really need floating point coordinates, really. But yeah, it's going to be little duders running around. It's like FTL. It's just a very different graphical presentation. But it's going to be a lot like FTL Fast and Light. You'll have a little crew that you're directing around. All right, so I think I can tighten this up. I think I can get rid of this because I don't understand what that does. Let's start with that. I think that's nonsense. Let's get rid of that, see if there were any consequences. So far, all good. Yeah, as I suspected, that condition had literally no purpose. I don't know why I wrote that. I'm sure it had a purpose at one point, but we've changed the way the auto tiler works enough times that I'm not surprised there were rules that are totally irrelevant. Switching the full wall to half wall drawing was pretty big, and it simplified a lot of the logic. And now I need to remove some of the unnecessary stuff. So you direct the crew, or are they autonomous? I think it's going to be a mix. I think it'll be a little RimWorldy because the ships are bigger than FTL and you can't see everything because of the layered deck kind of stuff. I think there will be an element of automated behavior. Like maybe an engineer does certain things, or like a medic or a science officer does certain things. Like maybe they have a disposition or like a set of behaviors defined by their role. And then you can overwrite them the same way that you would in like RimWorld. Probably where we'll end up, because we need to smooth out the interaction stuff so that the player doesn't need to direct all crew members all the time for like routine activities. Like there should be some easy stuff, like you activate red alert so your weapons officers like leave the mess hall and they go to the weapons station or something like that. Like there should be stuff that's tied to either the state of the ship or like just routine stuff. It's probably a combination. It's like, is a character hungry? They can go to the mess hall, but not if it's red alert. If it's red alert, they should remain at their station, even if they're hungry, right? Stuff like that. I think there will be well-defined behaviors like that that are automated. But you can still be like, no, I need Jeff to go crawl down this Jeffrey's tube. I don't know why I picked that guy's name to be Jeff. We need this person to climb down this tube and, like, you know, repair something in the wall, or who knows. Like, maybe an engineer would have gone and done that automatically eventually, but, like, you're like, this needs to be done now. So it'll be a hybrid, I think. I think it'll be hybrid. Fox, you spend a lot of time in FTL. Is it for a game jam release or just personal? It's a long-term project, so I have commercial ambitions, but, you know, we're nowhere near actual plans for that. You like the idea of you as the captain tells a crew member to do something, but whether or not they do it is based on stats on that crew member or your relationship with them or something. Jeff is the red shirt. Yeah, Jeff getting the tube. Yeah, I think there could be some fun stuff there for, like, personality. Like, someone might have, like, a break and they, like, stop obeying orders, or maybe morale has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know how much of that I want thematically. I don't know how much of that kind of, I don't know if I'm going to allow you to get into, like, an HMS bounty situation. I don't know if that would be a good time. Storytelling wise, that would be awesome if you could get into, like, a dwarf fortress, like, tantrum death spiral. But I don't know. We'll see. It will definitely be some element of mediation with their stats and their roles and all that stuff. Like, how quickly someone does something would definitely be stats based. We'll see. Okay, what else do I think I can get rid of? I don't understand why I have all three of these. I don't think I need that. I think what we need to do... I think it's has any. I think it's this. We say has any. Or is it both of us? I think it's if either of us has any. So we'd say not cutaways, and then we'd look at ourselves. Although, wait, if we have a cutaway ourselves, this just won't get drawn. So actually, what we can do here is we can actually simplify this tremendously. Oops. Yeah, that was maybe too simplified. Should be able to just do like this. That's a lot simpler. Let's try that. See what that does. So you tell two crew members to do something, but they hate each other, so they're way less efficient. I mean, maybe they pick a fight with each other. I don't know. We'll see. It kind of depends on what feels right for the pacing. I don't think this is fully... I don't think we're going to lean that far into, like, the RimWorld Dwarf Fortress, like you're simulating a society kind of thing. It's going to be closer to FTL. So whatever's in service to FTL. I mean, I like the idea of actually having crew members on rotation. Like, maybe you aren't... Maybe you're, like... Because in FTL, there's really no disadvantage to being ambushed, quote-unquote, really. There is a little bit of an advantage to ambushing someone else, but I think readiness matters a lot in a space game. Like, it matters a lot whether you're at red alert or you're not at any alert, right? Yellow alert, red alert, whatever. So I think it'd matter. I think if everyone's in 10 forward having a drink and you get into combat, I think that's way different than, like, you were expecting a fight. You're already at yellow alert. Everyone's at their stations. I want a lot more situational thought of, like, oh, do I really want to pick a fight now? Like, we were not expecting a fight. Can we take a fight? Are we, like, ready enough? Or is everyone asleep? Right? Like, all right. Any weird effects from doing this? Doesn't look like it. This makes me feel bad. This makes me feel like I really need to audit most of the auto tiling rules for redundancy. I think most of the problems are in the wall, because I think we were doing a bunch of stuff with the walls back when the walls were full pieces and not broken up like we're doing now. So I think we were trying to do way more checks to try to get an understanding of what to do. And now we can be a lot simpler because the responsibility has been split up. This is all looking pretty correct. Not really seeing any big issues here. Not really seeing any... Well, the cutaway has some issues, but I'm not seeing any auto-tiling issues anymore. Ooh. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking real good. So yeah, if I can make simplifications without affecting the visual behavior, that's what I want to do right now. You think with Star Trek rules, they would get a B story where they learn about each other and become friends? Yeah, exactly. You must observe the Gene Roddenberry no interpersonal contact rule. Or we could ignore that rule because Gene Roddenberry is dead. It's really hard to tell a good story without interpersonal conflict, you know what I'm saying? But there is an argument for doing that in this case because do you really want to worry about how your engineer hates your doctor? Like, do you really care about that in the context of a space game like this? Maybe. Should it matter? Or should it just be cute little like dialogue quips and like maybe a part in their logbook or something like that? Like, it's still got to be fun. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Some cool stuff you could explore. The counselor would be so busy. Yeah. Rand and Journey, they're married. They have a little spat currently. It's the middle of combat, so you have to send the ship counselor along to mediate for them so they operate at normal efficiency. That'd be funny. All right, so this is good. So we can, I'm convinced that didn't cause any negative things to happen. So we're going to copy that down to here. We're going to say not has any cutaways. And then this part is just going away completely. And that's good. That is very good. I kind of want to check these. Is there anything weird here? X1. Okay, this is a lot closer. What we got going on here? I think there's too much going on here again. Oh, no. This is the lower bulk Z. Maybe that's correct. Okay, everything else looks pretty efficient. I mean, this isn't. This is a nightmare. This is a horrible nightmare. This branch is insane. Why do I have to do all of this? This is so crazy. But we just sorted this out, so I'm not touching any of this. I think all of that is correct. This all looks pretty simple, too. Personally, you think it would be an interesting twist on the gameplay, but it's my game. Yeah, it's one of those, it's like, I'm not going to commit to anything. I'm very much a you listen to the game kind of person. Like, you have ideas. Like, I have ideas about what I want to do thematically. There are like guiding principles behind the development of the game, but a lot of this stuff about the moment-to-moment gameplay, I'm really going to not... None of that's going to be ironed out until it's in the game. We need to see what feels good. A game is not really something you can dictate from the top down. It's like an interplay. So, yeah, there's lots of directions I would like to explore. Establish the core pillars first and then flesh out the details to find the fun. Yeah, we have principles that we follow in terms of what we want. from a vibe standpoint, and those are very guiding. And then we also have, you know, you also have to have limits in terms of the amount of cognitive load that you're willing to subject people to, and we have technical limitations. It's a complex, multi-dimensional problem, right? All right, we're heading back into ads here. Hold on to your ads, people. Any of our new viewers have any interesting games they're working on or anything? I love to hear what people are working on. Making games is easy. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's so easy. Okay. I actually don't know about any other auto tiling problems. I didn't see any. I mean, we can look again. A little concerning. There's probably some weird combos I can make that will showcase some kind of problem, but I don't know. Let's try to do something the system's really bad at. Like, let's make a room within the rooms or something. I think the cutaway system is the next thing that really needs attention. Like, I don't know what causes it to sometimes pull the walls forward and sometimes not. Yeah, we might be moving on to something else soon. Like maybe the raycasting cursor would be a nice thing to do soon. But we're looking good. Looking pretty good. Pretty pleased. Yeah, why does that sometimes happen? What is this? So what causes this? Where it's like off by 1. Is that literally something's getting rounded somewhere? Where I should like probably floor it or seal it or something? Is this like a rounding error in the cutaway system? Why does it pick a different pattern when I'm on the edge versus when I'm in the middle here? It's kind of a mystery for me. But yeah, in terms of what's happening to the cutaway, pretty pleased. Are we on like the edge? Does it matter? No, we're not on the edge. Yeah, I think the auto tiler's doing its thing. I mean, like I said, we still need to test the corners. I don't think the edge cases seem to be all handled at this point, but the corners we need to check. Oh, yep, I see some corner problems right there. Right there is a corner case. Okay. Huh. Umusi, you just got laid off from a AAA studio. Now a bunch of you refugees from the studio are doing a game jam, try to make something. Oh, that's awesome. Nix, you're working against your crave of food. That's a struggle. It's almost time to break fast for you. QA mode, make a room within a room within a room. Yeah. No, the cutaway system actually struggles with that. It specifically struggles with a room that's fully contained by another room, which is not something I'm testing at the moment here. But yeah, it has some, like, there's some weird decisions that are made. Like here, we're doing a cutaway, but we're not fully cutting away these walls in the foreground here. But we are, for some reason, cutting away everything else. So there's weird choices that get made when you have these. Like, this makes sense. This is a good cutaway. This behaves kind of weirdly. This is kind of okay. Kind of. Yeah. The compartment-based cutaway needs some work. I think right now it goes based on an axis-aligned bounding box. I think it needs to be a little more precise than that. What I had before was a bit field that each block would know what rooms it's part of. Because it could be plural, frankly. Yeah, like this. This is interesting. some of this behavior. This is definitely one of the next areas we have to revisit, is how the compartment-wise cutaway works. But it's all auto-tiling correctly, so, you know. So that's nice. Yeah, it's questionable whether I want to have to, like, manually run these walls down or if they should all just be getting cut. Maybe we work on the cutaway a little bit, which at the moment is going to involve fiddling with the auto tiling rules if we change how the cutaway works here. I think I do want to change. I think this cutaway exterior blocks, I think we want this to be a little different. I think we want this to say like this. Upper bulk. We want it to work like that. Let's try that out, see what we like about that. All right, good luck, Nyx. Get some rest. For such a small space, the more visibility, the better. Yeah. We've tried a bunch of different rules. You can go too far, but I would like to probably err on that side. I didn't want to fully cut away all the stuff on the inside of a room. Like if there's like sections or pillars or something, I don't want to automatically cut those away. I'd rather if it was like cursor based like this. But there's stuff happens that starts to be kind of weird. Like here's the dread room within a room thing. System does not like this. This is pretty unlikely that it would happen this egregiously, because there'd usually probably be like walls and doors. In an actual situation like this, you'd probably see something more like this, where there would be separations. There'd be like airlocks and stuff. So it wouldn't be that bad, but it's still not great. Like, why are these back walls up when all of the walls in front of that are down? Like, that seems like a wrong choice, right? And I understand why it's doing that on a technical level, but like it shouldn't. So yeah, we gotta work on tightening that up a little bit. But yeah, what I think I like is this exterior cutaway to not remove the walls. Yeah, I like that a lot better already. It should only remove the walls when it's cutting away the entire deck, the whole floor, the whole level, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think I like this better for the exterior cutaway. Which the exterior cutaway has to be really naive because it doesn't know anything about the compartments or rooms that you're talking about. Because there might not be any. Yeah, it's because it's treating these walls as interior to this room because it's looking at the bounding box of this room, which perfectly includes this room. And so it's treating these interior walls as if they belong to this outer room, even though they're separate. How are our doors doing? The doors are all working fine too. Oh, what the heck is going on there? We have a triple door problem. Okay, well that's good to know. What's wrong with the triple doors? If you give a player enough rope to hang themselves, they will. Yeah, players are notorious like that. Players will optimize the fun out of everything, so So there's some balance that we need. All right, let's check to see if this door proxy layer is set up correctly. 0, 1, 2. Those all seem fine. Let's double check the offsets. Also fine. Hey, we got another follow. I'm sorry I missed it. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, well, that was easy. So yeah, if we're not going to be doing a lower bulk cutaway ever, then I want to get rid of that distinction. Also, do these need to be flags? I don't think these need to be flags. I kind of want to remove that, especially if we're only going to have 2 values for now. Also, should I change the numbering sequence? No, I like it in this order, actually. So I'm actually going to change this to be like this. Bulk and deck. That's actually all we need to know. And I'm going to get rid of the flags thing. It's going to cause some problems, but like none or null. I guess I'll just do none for now. I might want to change the structure of this, honestly. Considering how few variations there are. Like, I think it's... Oh, this doesn't I enumerate. I guess that's fine. Oh, there's a bitwise operation here. I guess that's why. Or that's a good reason why. Bring that back up then. Yeah, sure. Sure, let's make it flags. Why not? Who cares? I don't think I like that, honestly. I actually don't want them to be flags, so I guess we'll rewrite this to not be flags. I kind of want them to be some kind of sequential thing. Like, it should be either or. There's no reason to have both of these ever set. Because this one implies this one. Is it possible that we might ever go in the opposite order? Not really. All right, so I can't do this then. Let's rewrite this. I think this is fine. If I regret this later, so be it. Has only doesn't make sense in this context then. It's a busy stream today. Yeah, it's nice. We're still chilling though. It's not too crazy. This has any is a little weird. Oh, this only makes sense if it's a bit flag. I also think we need to rename this to be extent, not extents. Oh, that doesn't really work though. I don't want to do it this way. Hey, MD Fury, you'd like to present me with the award for Twitch's most calm streamer? That's fun. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome in. I try to be chill. This is supposed to be a pretty chill environment. I think technically this shouldn't be plural. Cut away. Here, I think this is gonna be. I think I'm gonna do it like this. I don't think I need this either. Maybe I do. Thinking of what happens if I add a third thing to this. Like, what if there's a crew cutaway? What if I'm like, crew? What if I add that? Then what? Then what kind of problem do we have? Like, how do I think of this? Have I plugged the Discord yet? No, I didn't. Thanks, Rhiannon Journey. Yeah, we do have a Discord, community Discord. I love seeing people's projects. We're also a lot of Godot people in there. We're always happy to, and by that I mean people who use Godot. We're always happy to help. Or just, you know, enjoy the stuff everyone's working on. And just hang out. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to say this, and I want to say this. Rename this value. We'll say, so from an extent, we can make a cutaway. Say that, and we'd say new, and we'd say extent. Here we would say from an extent, you can get a cutaway, and you would say cutaway.value. This is super confusing the way I've written this, but okay, is it truly sequential? Like the way I think about this cutaway extent value enum is that each successive value includes all of the values above it or below it numerically, whatever you mean. Like there's a bulk cutaway, but a deck cutaway implies a bulk cutaway, and like a crew cutaway would imply a bulk cutaway, I guess. Would it though? I guess. Is there a reason why I'd want to cut away a crew member? Not really. Yeah, I don't know if that actually makes sense as a thing we'd ever want to do, but I kind of want to like leave my options open. But yeah, I think organizing it this way is fine. In that case, I could do this. I could do none equals 0. Probably should call it null. I don't know. I actually think I like leaving these empty. Actually don't think I need these. So we don't need these bitwise operators then, because these values are mutually exclusive. I think I like that better than what I was doing. We can always turn it back into like a bit field kind of thing if we feel like we need to. Actually, don't think we need this has thing then, do we? We can still do it though. Oh, well, we can't check multiples of these then. So this check is meaningless in this case. If we do it like this, which is okay by me. We're making a lot of errors for ourselves here. But I think I'm okay with this. I do need to rename this file. Where even would I have put this? Cutaway. Rename. New file name cannot be used as a valid type name. I don't know if the has any is the useful check anymore, but I think it's fine. All right, where's my 86 errors? There they are. So this. Oh. Okay, I see why I did it as a flag. It was easier. But you know, this is simpler. There's nothing at the end of a stream like generating like 80 something errors. I don't love that it's not going to obey any of the rules that we had elsewhere. But I also think the way we were doing it was kind of unnecessarily complicated. Arneo, apparently you got some work done today during the stream by accident. Ooh, nice. You posted a video of the scanner. Hell yeah, I'll check that out. That sounds great. All right, so I can't or equal this stuff anymore. So do we care about order then? Like, is there going to be a problem? I don't think so. Can I also just do this? That helps me distinguish it, I guess. Can't wait to see all the ways in which this causes me problems. I'm especially worried about all these or equals. But it looks like they're pretty exclusive, so it's probably fine. As long as I do the more severe ones later, I think it should be fine. We can do this. We can just refer to the static version of it. So do I actually need this? I don't. And then arguably I don't need these either, but this is just easier. So cutaways.has, cutaway.extent.dec. Should I say it like, should I just switch this with like an equals? Should I just do it like this? That's like better, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, there's a bunch of errors to work through, but we can do that next time. I do have some errands to run today. Love ending a stream with save modified resources. What resources did I modify? Fear. Confusion. Concern. Alright, yeah. I gotta run to the bank. Go do laundry. Figure out some lunch. Actually, I think I have a slice of pizza for lunch. But I gotta do those other things. Hopefully it's not raining. Light rain tonight. Okay, cool. As long as it's not right now. No, it's tonight. Okay, cool. Yeah, this was fun. No stream tomorrow. Taking the day off, which is nice. But I'll be back Friday and Saturday. And I think we're kind of, for the moment, we're done with the auto tiler. I think I want to mock up a texture set that we can use to test the corner system. Actually, we did know there was that one corner problem that we ignored because I was like, I want to work on this other thing. Thanks for streaming. Looking forward to see the game coming together. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we usually work on it about 4 or 5 days a week on stream, Tuesday through Saturday. So yeah. You can come back, check it out. You could join the Discord, which is linked slightly up above in the chat there. But yeah, appreciate all the new faces and the old faces. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.